It's so good when I suppose it is when you take a chance in life, and maybe things don't go how you expect them to, but you find out 30 years later that yeah, that was pretty smart what they did at that time. I mean, it was difficult, but there you go. In 1987, was it, I closed down operations of Sterile Records and started operating under the corporate auspices of Earthly Delights, let's say. I think for me, at that stage, the medical model had outlived its usefulness for the type of material that I was moving into then. This is a sort of type of material it was moving into. This was the first Earthly Delights release, which was Caroline Kaye's Now Wait for Last Year. Yeah. Now, what happened with Sterile Records was, I mean, I knew Caroline since we were about 13 or 14 or something. You know, we both went to the same school, and then later I got to know her better when she went to Chesterfield Art College, and then I lost contact with her for a while, and then met up with her again when she'd moved down into Brixton, and then I sort of followed her down there into London, and sort of, because it seemed very conducive to what I was doing at the time. So Now Wait for Last Year. This photo was taken by Jake, who was her partner at the time. It was taken in Carlton Mansions. I've been making a reconstruction of this particular building, haven't I? This model, it's here on the floor and underneath me. I don't know, it's something like Now Wait for Last Year. It's these experiments in time travel, isn't it? Sort of going backwards and forwards into time. I mean, certainly the way this record was constructed was a piece of archaeology, really, because although you know, our friendship went back a long way, and it continued up to her death, our sort of relationship sort of changed over the years. So like we were a partnership, you know, we're sort of partners in a sort of partnership sort of a thing for a few years, and then we drifted apart, but we continued to work together on music and in various different ways. So yeah, so after she split from Nocturnal Emissions, she set up her own studio, and that was over in Duncan Terrace in Islington, in a room there. And then she tried setting up in the place that she moved to in Derbyshire, which was in New Mills in Derbyshire. So she was running just a home studio there, really. But her full-time job at that stage was she was a telecoms engineer. She was like one of the few women telecoms engineers in London at the time. And then when she moved up north, she was like the only female telecoms engineer in Manchester, in South Manchester. I think there's one in North Manchester, and she was the south one.